This might sound similar to what you have read, but I'll anyway try to add some more color to it. There are three, four main types of testing. Each one has its own specific goal. Okay, when we say different types, each test has a specific goal. First is very basic test, which is called load testing. What you do in load testing is you either the current load in your production, or if it's a totally new, you anticipate some load. Okay, you guess, you make an informed guess saying, okay, this might be the number of people who land on my website, or these many hits my website may get. So you start with that number. That is your load test. You're just trying to understand your application under load. Next is stress test. We all have been through websites going down under sale load, right? We have seen this with Flipkart. A lot of websites go under load. That is the scenario of stress.
Okay.
What happens? The website gets more load than it expected. Okay, that we test through stress test. We are essentially trying to break the web application or whatever website you are testing. We're trying to increase the load until a point it breaks and observe what caused its shutdown or what makes it go down. And there is another very common test called endurance test. It tests what happens when you have a constant load for a long time. Let's take again some e-commerce site. It will have some peak load during some time of the day when people are casually browsing. Let's say 11 a.m. in the morning, it could be a peak time for an e-commerce site. People are just browsing. And at night, that load will not be at that high level throughout the day. But there is minimal load throughout the day and even throughout night. So we test for that. When what happens to the application when there's a constant load for a long duration. There are other types of tests specific to the use case. For example, there is something called as spike test. What you do is these flash sales, right? There would be some mobile device that is on sale at a particular time, and everybody logs into that website at that particular point in time. So that is called a spike. You try to simulate that kind of load where all the users are going onto the website at the same point in time. So based on use cases, there are different types of tests. You can bring up a newer kind of test tomorrow, right? Based on your use case. So it all depends on what problem you're trying to solve through performance test.